So Roomies, today we're gonna just do something a little different. Today we're gonna have a awesome local Vegas artist today, and he is going to entertain us with a live performance and just talk about how design and music intersect and just the inspiration behind those things and how one of those can influence the other. And just you know, sit and have a conversation, listen to some good music, meet some beautiful people, and just see how today turns out.
Roma, hey, good to finally meet you, man.
You too, man.
Oh, this is beautiful, this is beautiful.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course, man. It's totally awesome to finally put visuals.
So we were trying to figure out where you guys might want to set up. So why don't you guys take a peek around, and then we can see where we might want to set up for today's
This is great.
episode.
Thank you so much for having us, too.
Oh, thank you for
Walking.
coming and wanting to collaborate together. I kind of like doing little different stuff because I like interior design, but sometimes it's kind of nice to figure out other ways to still include that, but you know, make it interesting or fun or just different. So we've done some other things like this, and we did, you know, an episode down on the Strip and all of that. But I like figuring out other ways to introduce people to design or get you sort of inspired to think about other ways to design or decorate.
Yeah.
So
this is great. Can I ask, is there like a certain artist you put on when you're doing this kind of interior design? I'd be interested to.
No, actually, I I usually clean with music, but if I create, I probably just have the TV on.
Oh, okay.
Just so that I have background noise. But I don't really decorate with music. If I'm cleaning for some reason, I do that. But if I'm actually doing something where I'm designing or being creative, I do have background noise, but not usually music.
That's interesting.
For some reason, to me, it's more distracting. And I think if I just have the white noise of the TV, for me, I feel like I'm more focused.
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, you're pretty much kind of doing your art, so I guess like music could be a distraction almost.
For me, sometimes it is. It also just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing like decorating my Christmas tree, holiday music.
Yeah.
For sure. But if I'm just
that makes sense.
Yeah, but if I'm just doing something around the house and stuff, I like to have noise where it doesn't feel so quiet. So it's normally I just have the TV on and I just kind of create from the white noise, because I do think sometimes that is a little more distracting for me.
That makes complete sense, because you don't want to like confuse your vision and who you are while you're kind of like putting yourself into all these things.
Exactly. So we're gonna take a look and see what room Phil might be inspired to do his performance in, and let's just, you know, walk around like we usually do, see what we like, see what we don't like, see what inspires us, and then see where he decides might work best for him.
I'm from the MTV Cribs era, so this is super cool. Come with me. The orange caught my eye like almost immediately when I walked in the room, so I wanted to take a look.
This is one of my favorite rooms in the house.
This looks like a complete vibe. I assume your office.
Actually, no, my office is next door. This is a suite that I use for when people come to visit. So like when my mom comes to visit, she stays in here. There's a desk in here because my cousin comes from Colorado, and when he's here, he does have to work sometimes.
Okay,
so
got it.
That's why.
So it's like a guest room.
Yeah, it's usually not as cluttered. I have stuff here from a couple videos that we did and stuff, but it's just a room that people can come and watch TV and hang out. There's a bathroom in here.
I see.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's kind of like a guest suite. My mom stays here, like I said, my cousin does. Usually when I have friends or family here, they stay here.
Where do you typically get your art? I mean, do you go to...
It depends. I get it kind of from everywhere.
Are you like a stickler for making sure that things are rare? Or like it's just really whatever you feel?
It's just whatever I feel. I think art can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. I think, you know, I try to buy things based on what I like or based on my travels. So some of the things in here I bought you know, on trips from someplace, or they remind me of someplace we've gone to, or they're things from an anniversary, or like some of the animals came from a friend of ours that passed away earlier this year. They were hers, and so before she passed, she gave them to me because she's like, oh, those will look really nice in that African room. And I was like, oh yeah, those will work. So she gave those to me. And you know, some of them I just from shopping wherever, and if I think it's gonna work. And I like to try to mix art and 3D sort of art together. So pictures with something a little more dimensional and stuff too.
I see that, yeah, for sure.
So I don't know, I just think it makes it a little more interesting.
Really cool too.
Thanks.
That's not meant to be a constellation, right? It's just like a cool.
Well, it's called it's from that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So off the rip, like walking in here, the living room caught my eye, but I have to see that.
Yeah, we can check it out.
Because it looks crazy. So
this is one of my favorite spots in the house too. It's nice because I'm one of those people that we like to entertain and have people over. And it's nice to give other options for people to sort of sit and relax and that sort of thing.
Yeah, see, like this is like my vibe for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So
we
can hang up here for the day.
Yeah. This is like my ideal chill spot, honestly.
Cool.
I think just like walking in and kind of seeing like the browns and like the rustic kind of footrest over here. It just reminds me of home. I'm from Texas. I'm a Texan at heart.
Texas? What part of Texas?
I'm from San Antonio. I lived in Austin for a little bit as well. So I think that's kind of like what pulled me in. And like I'm traditionally a hip hop artist.
No way.
But I recently wrote like a bunch of country songs. So when I was watching your videos, I was like, I think this would be the perfect place to like kind of do some country. And yeah, I mean, I think the browns and like the nice like rustic colors really just pull me in. It's really awesome. Let's do this, man. I'm ready.
Sounds good.
Yeah, the vibes are right. I think I'm ready to throw down. Let's do it.
Lying awake, I'm used to my body shakes, but not today. Oh, I'm going insane for not the reasons I'm used to. My family ashamed, at least they would be if it came to light. All this darkness of face, thank God I picked up my ego. There's a vacancy at the old motel that they say for me it was just like hell, you know. I guess that really got old. You're not the moments I'm used to. I let my patience bleed on the cold, dirty floor. Now you're safe with me like you told me before. I don't want that feeling before. You're not the moments I'm used to. I gotta see it through. I'm loosened at the seams. It's not your fault, you know. I'm full of broken dreams, soaking on the floor again. Now I'm strong to pick up the pieces. Nothing's what it seems, and now the light of day is changed. And now it's calling out your name. It's not the same, so dust the vinyls off the shelf, put some music into our veins. Oh, yeah. There's a vacancy at the old motel that they say for me it was just like hell, you know. I guess that really got old. You're not the moments I'm used to. I let my patience bleed the cold, dirty floor. Now you're saying with me like you told me before. I don't want that feeling before. You're not the moments I'm used to. Said I was broke, life had me on a string. I was lacking all this soul, then you got me on my feet. And now I take it slow, I'm learning how to breathe. Now it's on and on we go, and you're right here next to me. That I was broke, life had me on a string. I was lacking all this soul, then you got me on my feet. And now I take it slow, I'm learning how to breathe. Now it's on and on we go, here right here next to me. Oh, there's a vacancy at the old motel that they say for me. It was just like hell, you know. I guess they really got old. You're not the moments I'm used to.
Dude, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, dude, that was nice.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like the
nice.
vibe like really helps you like tap into it too. I don't even think I think I slept on that aspect.
Well, I'm glad you found some inspiration.
Pleasure being in your home, getting to perform some art for you. So.
Thank you.
Hey man, thank you so much for having me. That was really cool.
Dude.
I've watched the series before, so to be able to like be in the space and kind of like figure out how to translate my music and the very warm tones that you provide, I think was super cool. So thank you.
So how did you choose that song?
I think it was kind of a balance of what I felt when I would see your space, as well as what the song means, which is like kind of a turning point where you're like in a dark place and you meet somebody that can pull you out of that dark place. And I felt like that warm environment, that tone, the colors of the room that we chose, I think kind of encapsulated like kind of the meaning of that song.
Oh,
that
nice.
makes sense. Yeah.
Nice. And I do think sometimes that in design or decorating or whatever, I think it is the turning point. I mean, it's either you renew that space or make it different or change it around or whatever. And I do think that some of that happens when you do interior design. So how long have you been recording, making music?
As long as I can remember. Definitely over 10 years. Longer than that, I would say, but professionally, 10 years. Sorry, I just wanted to go back to, like as creators, I don't want to speak for you, but as creatives, I feel like, you know, we overthink, but I also chose that song because like I didn't want to like overthink it, and I felt like that was the first song that came to mind up there. But
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been performing music since I was a child. My parents put me in acting when I was a kid, and then it kind of just naturally dove into music because acting, you get to be somebody else, and music, you kind of pour yourself into it. And I think I found that really attractive.
So what inspires you? Is it something different every time you have a different song, or do you have something you use to sort of get you motivated to write, or how does that work for you?
That's a tough question. I feel like when it comes to music, it's a personal experience for me, and I get a lot of fulfillment being able to put what I feel into a song. I think like what really inspires me is when I get on stage, because I feel like I get so much fulfillment out of being able to command a room and seeing people kind of feel what I feel in the music. So I think what inspires me is impacting people with things they can relate to, things they maybe can't relate to but can translate to whatever they're going through. I think human interaction is kind of what inspires me to make music, because I know what I'm putting into my music, and I like when other people are able to feel that. Be honest, how did the song make you feel?
You know, I kept going back to the chorus part of the song, because when you were always saying it's not something that I'm used to, and then we had the conversation earlier about my life and how things sort of took a turn, and I don't know. I wouldn't say it was inspiring me as far as like design was concerned, but it just inspires you to think about things in a different way. It's definitely not something I'm used to being outside of the relationship I was before, and sort of stretching yourself a little differently and having to be a different sort of person, and a different person to myself, and a different person to my daughter, and just different people from your friend. I think I got used to being part of an us, and so when you're not part of the us anymore, you sort of have to figure out who you are by yourself. And so I think that was more of what I was thinking of. I guess if you put it in terms of design, it would make me have to think outside of the box. Because then, if it's not something that I'm used to, then I definitely would have to think about different design styles, or different ways to put different things together, different objects, different patterns, So I also would think that would be a way that I could use that. Then, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking of different sort of elements and different things, ways to put things together. And it's challenging sometimes, I think, but it's also fun and rewarding when you sort of do kind of get it together.
Sure.
You're thinking of these other patterns, or these other elements, or these other pieces of furniture, and it's challenging sometimes in that ways too, when I'm doing design and the person you're working with doesn't want to get rid of that raggedy ass sofa, and so you have to figure out, how do I make this work
get
with
them out of their comfort zone.
And make it work with the things that they sort of already have, and mixing in the things that you're trying to bring in and make it different. So that would be some of the other elements I got from the song. Music does make you think about different things in different situations, and so you are sitting trying to enjoy it, but like you said, not overthink it too. But I just think that that's the nature of music and what it is. And so I think too, when you're doing that with design, you sort of want to enjoy it, but then again, like you said, not overthink it. So I think we get into that mind space of when we create a space, and you probably do the same thing with music. Once you create it, you then have to go back and edit it. And so, and so you sort of think back now, okay, so which part of this do I want to keep? And which part of this makes the most sense? And which part of this is the most impactful? And, what sort of feeling am I trying to bring? All of that. So I think that song sort of makes you think about a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because I chose the song and I didn't know your story. So when I heard your story, when I arrived, I was like, oh, geez, like how is he going to interpret this? How is this going to come out? So I thought
it's like it was a perfect song.
I thought it was super interesting. And I mean, I think the beauty of art is interpretation. Because I probably was describing some of your decor and you were like, well, no problem, because we all have different backgrounds and it brings different parts of me out that you probably weren't intending to, but I think that's the beauty of it. I once wrote the song about my manager who, am I allowed to cuss on this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had
We'll
a manager that fucked me over, and I wrote a song, and I had this guy come up to me, and he was like, hey, like, that song really spoke to me. I was in an abusive relationship, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I never thought of that song pertaining to an abusive relationship, but that's amazing that you can get that out of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even though I didn't write that song particularly about that is really cool that you were able to get that out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Same that I'm getting out of your beautiful decor as
exactly.
well.
And I do think that that's part of it is up to your interpretation. And I think that's kind of why, we all have a different thing that we like about design and art and music. And it is, I mean, you're not going to listen to a song the same way that I would listen to it.
Absolutely.
Because you're a music artist and you're not going to look at design the same way that I would see it. But I think we can sort of agree on certain things or like certain things because of, you know, the elements we put together with it. And, you know, being an artist, we can both appreciate each other's mediums, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
I feel like I learned how important the core was like later, too. So I just really respect what you're doing, because I think like, I feel like I really started getting in my groove musically when I took my environment seriously. Because I mean, if you're like, you know, you're living like a slob like I was in college, it's just hard to get in the correct mind space and do things correctly. But when you feel good where you are, I mean, the art just comes out naturally.
Yeah.
So,
dude, I think it's one of the things I talk about in one of my videos too, that we talked about how you live impacts how you feel. And so I always think it's important that when you are creating a space that you really try and think about, well, how do I want this? How do I want the room to
absolutely.
feel? You know, it's more than just, I'm just going to slap this orange paint on the wall. Well, why are you putting the orange paint on the wall?
Right.
You know, or whatever. They know I like my orange. They know I like my orange. But I think you really think about those sorts of, you know, and I talk to my daughter too. I always say, you know, it's important that before you go to bed, you clean your room and make sure that there's no, because the clutter affects you, how you sleep.
1000%.
And how, I mean, all of that sort of stuff, because you're thinking about all of that stuff all of the time and all the stuff you see and all of that. And, you know, she hates it, but I'm like, I don't want to see all of that clutter and stuff. It keeps your mind racing all the time. And so I do think that all of that plays a part in how creative you are, how much sleep you get, how much energy you have, and just keeping you focused on moving to the right things.
Because those then minute inconveniences can take you out of your zone.
Exactly.
If I'm like in the zone and I'm creating, and then I see a pile of crap in the corner, and I'm
I really need to get to that laundry. And nobody wants to do laundry.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And so you're not then focused on the stuff that you want to be focused on, which is making music and entertaining and that sort of stuff. So I totally get it. Well, that was fun. It was very different, and I like different. It was nice to have I guess it's just a different take on design and inspiration, and see it from a different angle.
Absolutely.
And so I'd like for everyone to be able to connect with you if they'd like to. So how would we get a hold of you if we needed to? Like, what's your social media? How would people link up with you or find out when your concert is or album coming out?
Sure. PhillipWolf.net is the easiest route. It's a one-stop shop. I have a new single out called Coffee. I have a song with West Side Boogie coming out later this year. A lot of great stuff. Festival lineup next year. So PhillipWolf.net if you want to check all that out. And Roma, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Dude.
You've been an amazing host.
Again.
Thank you, seriously.
We can do this again anytime you want.
Yeah, I loved it.
We can come and hang. We don't even have to do this part. We can just hang out.
You have a beautiful home. I would love
you.
to. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. So I hope you got something out of today's video. I'm glad that you took some time to spend with us today. If you liked the video and videos of this type, go down and hit that thumbs up button so we know that you like things like this and we can continue to make more of it. And if you haven't subscribed, please go down and do the same and click that button and subscribe, and that way you can be alerted when other videos of ours come your direction. And as always, I look forward to creating with you.
Guess they really got old, you're not the moments I'm used to. I let my patience bleed on the cold, dirty floor. Now you're safe with me like you told me before. I don't